5 Mysterious Facts Nobody is Talking About. On the Dancing Plague of 1518, a bizarre and historical event that took place in Strasbourg, Alsace, now part of France, in the summer of 1518. It remains one of the most unusual and mysterious episodes in the history of mass hysteria. The dancing plague began with one woman, Frau Troffea, who inexplicably started dancing in the streets of Strasbourg. She danced uncontrollably for days, and within a week, others in the town joined her in this bizarre behavior. Over the next several weeks, the dancing mania spread, affecting hundreds of people. Some accounts suggest that as many as 400 people eventually succumbed to this strange compulsion. Those afflicted by the dancing mania experienced a range of symptoms, including exhaustion, muscle spasms, and hallucinations. Some dancers reportedly screamed and begged for help, while others simply danced until they collapsed from exhaustion. 2. The Dyatlov Pass Incident. In late January 1959, a group of 9 hikers, led by Igor Dyatlov, set out on an expedition in the Ural Mountains. They were experienced hikers and members of the Polytechnical Institute in Yekaterinburg, Russia. The group's trek went well until February 1st, 1959, when they established their final campsite on the slopes of Kholat Syakhl, a mountain in the region. The group failed to report back as expected, and a search and rescue mission was launched. On February 26th, the searchers discovered the group's abandoned campsite on Kholat Syakhl. The campsite was found in a state of disarray. The hikers' tent had been slashed from the inside, and the hikers' belongings, including their warm clothing, were left behind. The bodies of the hikers were discovered over a period of several months. They were found under mysterious and puzzling circumstances. 2 of the hikers were found at the campsite, near the damaged tent. The remaining hikers were found in a wooded area about 1.5 kilometers away. They were not dressed for the extreme cold, and some had signs of severe trauma, including fractured skulls and broken ribs. Some of the hikers' clothing was found to be radioactive, adding to the mystery. 3. The Lost Colony. In 1587, a group of English colonists, led by John White, established the Roanoke Colony on Roanoke Island off the coast of what is now North Carolina. John White left the colony to return to England for supplies and support, leaving behind around 115 settlers, including his daughter and granddaughter. Due to unforeseen circumstances, including England's conflict with Spain, White was unable to return promptly. He finally arrived back at Roanoke in 1590, 3 years later. When he returned, he found the colony abandoned. There was no sign of the settlers, and the only clue left behind was the word Croatoan carved on a tree and the letters CRO etched on a nearby post. The Roanoke colony's disappearance remains a mystery because there is no definitive evidence to confirm what happened to the settlers. Various theories and speculations persist, but none have been conclusively proven. The fate of the lost colony continues to capture the imagination of historians, archaeologists, and mystery enthusiasts. 4. The Havana Syndrome. A series of mysterious health incidents reported by U.S. and Canadian diplomats and intelligence personnel stationed in Havana, Cuba, starting in late 2016. The individuals affected by these incidents reported a range of symptoms, including headaches, nausea, dizziness, hearing loss, cognitive difficulties, and other neurological issues. The name Havana Syndrome originates from the initial cases reported in the U.S. Embassy in Havana, although similar incidents have been reported in other locations as well. The reported incidents occurred in diplomatic residences, hotels, and other locations where U.S. and Canadian personnel were staying. Some individuals reported feeling the symptoms while in their residences, suggesting that the source of the phenomena might be external. The Havana Syndrome continues to be a subject of ongoing research, with various government agencies and experts working to better understand the phenomenon and identify its cause. 5. The disappearance of the flight MH370. One of the most perplexing and tragic mysteries in modern aviation history. On March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport en route to Beijing Capital International Airport in China. The aircraft disappeared from radar screens about 40 minutes after takeoff, while over the South China Sea. The last known position was over the southern Indian Ocean. Evidence suggests that someone with knowledge of the aircraft diverted the plane from its original flight path, possibly through deliberate actions. This led to suspicion about the flight's crew or hijackers. Despite extensive search efforts and investigations, the aircraft's disappearance and the loss of its passengers and crew continue to be one of the most tragic and enigmatic mysteries in aviation history.